So are there some problems with the Superman trailer? Well, a whole series of rumors seem to indicate that the studio itself was unhappy with the Superman trailer and were telling the team to make it better. But now James Gunn has chimed in and once again debunked the story, talked a little bit about where they got it right and wrong and what's really going on. Don't worry, the trailer's coming. Well, late yesterday, we started to get some reports about the upcoming Superman trailer. Now, we're all on edge and want to see it immediately. We've heard so much good stuff about it, and Frank Grillo even chimed in and said it gave him goosebumps. But an initial report from writer-filmmaker Dan Marcus seemed to indicate that the studio was not happy and said they told the team, quote, to make it better. Now, this immediately raised a lot of alarm bells for people because everything we'd heard so far had been absolutely great with the studio. So we were left asking ourselves what's going on, and luckily James Gunn did not hesitate to chime in. Now, Gunn has been making every effort to keep things very, very clear, and although portions of this report were kind of right, they really weren't, and he clarified it completely. He said, well, sort of. When we say studio, that's solely me, as the only studio involved in cutting or anything to do with the trailers is DC Studio, i.e. me and Peter, and I'm the creatively demanding one. This is the exact same rigorous process I've gone through cutting every Guardians trailer, pushing the marketing folks as hard as I can, cutting and recutting until I think it's something worthy of the film itself. As I said, my notes are a lot more specific than, quote, make it better. Now, honestly, this doesn't surprise me at all, and if you look at those Guardians of the Galaxy trailers, well, they were all spectacular. If you remember correctly, just a couple of days after they kicked off production, Comic-Con happened, and Gunn showed up with a sizzle reel for Guardians of the Galaxy, gave us all our ooga chaga, and left fans absolutely dazzled. This pretty much continued with the other Guardians of the Galaxy trailers, and the first one to drop for Volume 3 was really emotionally effective, and I think this is exactly what he's looking for with Superman. Now, Frank Grillo already told us the trailer itself gave him goosebumps, and although I know Grillo's kind of obligated to kind of hype the thing up, honestly, that was kind of a pretty big reach for him and not something he typically do, so I feel like the trailer is definitely going to be good. I see absolutely no problems with Gunn sending it back and sending it back and sending it back until it's absolutely perfect. There's obviously a lot of reasons for this, and DC Studios wants their first feature film to be big, and Gunn has a lot of pressure on him to get this right. As many of you know, Warner Bros. Discovery is not really doing that great, and they need a reinvigorated DC franchise to kind of prop up a lot of what's failed in recent years, including previous DC projects, in order for WB to basically get their mojo back. Gunn's got an incredible task here ahead of himself because Superman is such a well-established character with so many preconceived notions and an intellectual property that's been up in front of fans even as recently as a week ago. This trailer is going to have to define not only his new universe, but that particular character and get the average movie-going fan excited about the return of the Man of Steel. The last couple of DC movies have not done very well, and infusing the new franchise with enthusiasm is key. Now, as of right now, Superman is set to be released on July the 11th. Many people are anticipating a trailer either in December or during the Super Bowl after the new year. There's a standing report this trailer is going to drop December the 15th, which is the release date for the original Chris Reeve Superman movie way back in 1978. I know Gunn has a soft spot for nostalgia, so that would kind of make a lot of sense, but it sounds like to me they've probably plotted out multiple dates, and whenever the trailer is done right, they'll finally settle on the date. I love the fact that James Gunn pushes back so hard creatively. Hopefully that shows in the final product, and I think when we finally do get to see this trailer, everyone's going to be pretty happy. When that finally happens, well, we're going to have to wait and see. Now, before you take off, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, ring that bell for all the updates, and make sure you get every notification because we do daily Marvel and DC content and we don't want you to miss any news.